Well, it's November the 17th and it's about 14 degrees outside, and all this pollen that they are collecting on their backs of their legs is probably ivy. As you can see, it's just covered. It's almost like it's a spring day and they're gathering pollen to get the queen to lay lots. And unfortunately, it's going to go down to about 5 degrees in a couple of days' time. So the queen doesn't really want to be laying, they want to be clustering. It's because of this weather being so up and down at the moment. It's turning out to be one of the mildest winters so far that we've known. Bees don't tend to overwinter well if it's damp and warm. The reason for that is, if it's warm, the bees are too active. What's supposed to happen is that the queen is supposed to lay her winter cluster around about end of October, November, depending on where you are in the country. I mean, because we've got a long autumn flow, our flows sort of ended at the beginning of October. So she's laying her last winter cluster middle of October to the end of October. And the ideal situation is that the temperature doesn't go really much below, much above 10 degrees. And so they cluster, they don't move very much, they don't have to eat so much, and also they live longer, so that they can then be active and healthy enough to raise a brood in the springtime. And if they are too active, like they are here, and also if they're brood rearing, that makes them age quite considerably, they won't survive until April, they'll survive until February, and then that becomes a problem because they'll suddenly have very few bees in a cluster in those critical times of February and March, when they've got to build up. So fingers crossed that these queens are actually making new bees now that will then be able to take over these older bees that are working too hard now.
There was a tight fitting box, it's this one.
This one. Good. We can get our hands up in there now. All of them. Water draining off.
It's off the top of the lid. Okay?
You ready?
Will be a minute.
Look at that cluster, hey? Dripping with honey at the top. We know they've got enough food still, judging by the weight. There we go. Right, put the hive tool in. Make sure we don't squash them. Okay.